Aberdeen. This is Dane from the Local Study Centre of Aberdeenshire Libraries. Coming up is part 7 of Aberdeenshire Witches. Enjoy.
Okay, what I'm going to look at now is the parish of Formartine, and as I said previously, most of the accused people came from farming communities, and they were mostly women, and women were involved in things mostly dairy, working the land sometimes, but mostly involved with dairy work, making butter, cheese, baking, and things like that. So Formartine is another area, and along with the Garrick or the Geary and Formartine, this was a whole area here that was a number of witches, or at least a number of women, were accused. And in Formartine, we have some famous ones, such as Helly Penny. She was actually, Formartine has quite a northern boundary today anyway, and Helen, that would be her name, Helly would be Helen today. She was married and she came from Ellen, and she was accused of attending local covens in graveyards, and also she was accused of maleficarum, which is a casting of spells. But I think sometimes you have to remember there are things that might seem like a spell, but in fact are an old tale, if you like, and would be repeated by these women in their time. And today we see that we still have these types of chants that we use, and they could be songs that we even sing at nursery. A tissue, we all fall down, ring-a-rang-a-roses. And so there are lots of those things. 5 and 20 blackbirds are baked in a pie. And the pie was set before the king. What a dainty dish to set before the king. All of these things that these women may well have chanted out, but were taken out of context, and unfortunately at this paranoid time of the latter part of the 16th century, that they were taken as spells. And so Helen was a dairy worker. She was convicted. She went through all the process that we've talked about before in these podcasts. She was tar barreled and strangled and burnt in or on Heading Hill in Aberdeen. So here is one that lived in Ellen but was actually transported to Aberdeen for conviction and for burning.
That's the end of part 7, but the next part will be coming up very soon. Thank you for listening.